Hey there, fight friends. We have a special treat today. We are joined by Rory Gillis, who is fighting in the co-main event of FLA 23 next week. And Rory, it's nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you too, Andy.
So you've been quickly gained a reputation as a hard-hitting mainstay of the maritime fight scene in the past couple of years. You had an impressive amateur career. You're now 3-1 as a professional, and I'm excited to see where your career is going to go. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Had a good camp. Yeah, I'm excited for this event. I try to stay as active as possible and keep improving every time.
Mm-hmm. So I find with the Maritimes specifically, it's difficult for the rest of Canada to really follow the fighters because Fight League Atlantic does a fantastic job. It does great promotional things like that. But still, the Maritimes, like when I lived there for over 20 years, it always seems like it's kind of isolated. So for anybody who's watching this, who might be from British Columbia or Saskatchewan or something, who might not know who you are, just take a minute and talk to us about you and how you got involved in fighting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that you lived here for 20 years because I do feel like the Maritimes is kind of the forgotten part of Canada sometimes. It's almost like it stops at Quebec and people
Yeah.
forget about all the provinces out here. Um, yeah, so what got me started? I was a fan of George St. Pierre back in the day, and yeah, just seeing that a Canadian could do well in MMA, I started training wrestling, and I wanted to get started earlier, but different things happened, and then eventually I started. I wanted to get my career going too, and uh, took my first fight at 29, and then I've just
Wow.
been consistently taking fights ever since.
How old were you when you started training?
So we started training after high school. I joined a club team at my university, and just different martial arts on and off. Like I remember in my hometown, we were doing jujitsu in a sea can container. Uh, like just wherever we could find places
Yeah.
to train, we'd be training. So on and off for a lot of years, and then finally started training in MMA in 2016. I lived in Halifax for a while and trained at Titans. Uh, Gavin Tucker and Pat Carroll were kind of the big fighters there at the
Mhm.
time. Uh, so yeah, that's when I got exposed to like elite training and getting my ass kicked, and I loved it.
Yeah, we all start off by getting our asses kicked, and there's usually one of two reactions.
Yeah.
Either you ask yourself, you finish a class, get whooped, and you think to yourself, what the hell just happened to me? I'm never coming back again. Or what the hell just happened to me? I can hardly wait to do it again.
Yeah, I'd say both thoughts went through my mind, but luckily the latter won, and I stuck with it.
Yeah. What is it about fighting that intrigues you?
uh, the challenge. I guess there's different parts of life where you're nervous to try things, and yeah, the confidence I get. It was something that really scared me, and I, for some reason, had it in my head like I need to try this thing that I'm super scared to do, and once I did it one time, I'm like, okay, let's do it again. And I'm just as scared every time I do it. But when you answer that call more and more, you get more confidence in yourself.
I've talked to a lot of fighters, of course, and it's interesting how everyone is different, or they have sort of variants of the same theme. Some fighters have just never been scared going into a fight. They go in, they're excited, they're eager, they can hardly wait. But a lot of fighters, especially ones that are really well known that might surprise you, they still get nervous and excited, and they get the queasies in the tummy before every single fight. So it's kind of interesting. I'm not really sure if that indicates anything or not, but it's kind of cool that even with success, it's still something that can be scary.
Yeah, like I wouldn't say I'm an extreme sport guy. Like I'd be terrified to go skiing down a mountainside or skydiving. Uh, but with fighting, when you do the training over and over
Mm-hmm.
and over, it starts to seem second nature. Obviously, right before you walk into the octagon, it's not second nature. It's very intense. But once you get into the flow of the fight, it's like, oh, this is just like training, and
Yeah,
yeah, you kind of just get into it.
it's almost like the fight is the easy part. It's all the hard work that comes before.
Yeah, the hard work and the mental game before, as it gets closer, like the days before, uh, really, it's easy to psych yourself out before make that walk.
Mm-hmm. Where do you live now, and where do you train?
So I live in Fredericton, and I train at Evolution Training Center with Andy Young.
With Andy Young, yeah, I remember Andy from way back. Really good coach. He's had a lot of success bringing up fighters, and he's bringing you up, and you're doing really well. You're now 3-1 as a professional. Your last fight was actually a loss, so this is kind of interesting to see how you're going to respond to that, because we've all heard the tropes and the sayings about, it's easy to keep going when you're winning, but what you do when you have a setback.
Yeah, and I've had a setback before, so this is my second loss. After my first loss, made some improvements and adjustments that needed to be done. There wasn't a whole lot to take away from the last fight. Guillotine defense was the big one. The fight was over in like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
But I know the camp was good that I put in, even though the result wasn't what I wanted. Sometimes you get caught. There's so many different ways to lose in this game. So I don't take it too much to heart. Just improve on what I did wrong the last fight, and just build from there.
Yeah, non-fighters might have a hard time understanding that sometimes, even though you're really well prepared, sometimes you can just have a quick submission or you can have a quick knockout, and it just happens, man. It sucks. Even though you can prepare a guillotine defense all day long, the guy gets you in the right position at the right timing, and maybe you're a little bit over aggressive, or who knows what it was, and you're done. And it's just something that sucks, but it's part of the game.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. You can get caught at any time, and I had a game plan going in. I thought it was a good game plan, but there was just one little hole in the game plan, and that's all it takes.
If somebody was to research Rory Gillis, MMA fighter, and they went on the internet and took a look at your record and saw your fight results, there's a lot of ground and pound in there. Describe your fight style, and is ground and pound something that you look for? It just happens to come to you and you take it?
So I was obviously, like, the first martial art I started was wrestling. So takedowns and controlling opponents is something that was natural for me. The ground and pound, I'm trying to go for the finish all the time. So you have to almost marry control and offense. So some people are too much control without going for the finish. And I'm trying to get better at posturing up while still controlling and going for that finish.
That's a smart thing to consider, to analyze your progress and the way you're doing things, because if you take a look at the extreme end of where you're heading, everyone wants to be in the Ultimate Fighting Championship, and I'm not saying you're ready there yet, but from what I've seen of you, it's something that could be achievable for you if you keep at it as well as you have been. But once fighters get there, they sometimes are not in the best position in their preparation, because, as it's famously known, Dana White doesn't like fighters that just do lay and pray or just try to extend the fight the full 3 rounds or full 5 rounds and not go for the finish. So by training yourself to go for the finish all the time, not only is it going to probably be beneficial for you, but it's also entertaining for the fans, and it's something that might benefit your favor if you ever get to the UFC level.
Yeah, I think any promoter is looking for action. There's, especially grappling style, gets a hard reputation for being boring, especially with that lay and pray, as it's called. I definitely don't want to be known as that guy.
Well, your fight record shows that you're not that guy, which is pretty exciting. So this fight this weekend, it was originally supposed to be against Christian Tremaine, also another Canadian, and he had to withdraw, and now you're fighting Gustavo Wurlitzer. Tell me what you know about him, and did you even know who he was before you were offered him?
No, I didn't know who he was before. He's got a lot of fights, 57 fights, and he's fought some good guys. Yeah. And obviously he's a gamer. He took the fight short notice. He wasn't expecting to fight. He's actually coaching Cam Nelson's opponent. And he was coming up anyway. And once he heard that I needed an opponent, he didn't hesitate to step in.
That's awesome.
And I think he's usually like a 155er, and we're fighting up at a catchweight at 177. So this guy's game. He's not scared of anybody. So it should be an all-action fight.
When a fighter is going through your career, actually when any person is going through their career, most of us will take time occasionally and just evaluate where you are now and what that looks like and what it means to you, and any steps you might have to take to progress further in your career, whether you're an accountant or whether you're a fighter or whether you're a jet fighter, whatever, jet fighter pilot, whatever it is. Where are you right now in your preparation to where you see yourself ultimately as a fighter? Say if you're like your end of your career, you're at 100%. Whereabouts are you now?
Uh, I'm definitely like I feel like I have a system that I fight with that's getting pretty ironed out, and then just finding little chinks in the armor where somebody shows me something new that I didn't realize was there in my game. But I think I'm getting pretty close to this is what my game's going to be. Like
Mm-hmm.
you can expect uh, the Rory Gillis that's coming in. You can kind of expect what you're going to get, I guess.
Nice. Talk to us about Fight League Atlantic and what it's been like working with that organization.
They've been awesome. It's crazy the promotion they do. Uh, Obviously, like they're getting our names out there. We're getting well known across the country, and yeah, they're bringing in people like Gustavo from Brazil to come fight. So they give us lots of
Mm-hmm.
opportunities to fight international competition. Uh, and I've been able to stay pretty active. I started with them when I was 29. I'm 33 now, and this will be my 10th fight. So I've been
Mm-hmm.
able to stay very active with them. So yeah, they've been great to work with.
Obviously, one of your goals for this fight is to win it. Do you have any other goals that you want to see for yourself? Anything you want to achieve in the fight? Anything you want to practice on? Anything you want to focus on?
Uh, yeah, the quicker I can get the finish, the better. But yeah, I'd like to just show a full mixed martial arts game. I think you'll see some striking, you'll see some groundwork, you'll see a bit of everything this fight.
Nice. I'm excited for you, Roy. This is really cool. Well, I'm out of questions for you, my man, but I'd like to give you a chance if there's anything you'd like to say. Is there anything you think that we should be talking about that we're not?
Uh, well, I think that that main event with Cam Nelson and now I'm blanking on his opponent's name, but he's a really good kickboxer. I think that's going to be a great main event, and I think the whole
Machado.
show we got Machado, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, he's got a good kickboxing record and a good MMA record with lots of experience. So that'll be an exciting event. Me and Cam taking on both those guys from the same gym. It should be exciting.
Mm-hmm.
The whole card should be exciting. Two amateur title fights on the card too, and a bunch of other pro fights and other good amateur matchups. It'll be a big card for the Maritimes. I also, just before we started this interview, um, East Coast MMA legend just passed away,
Yeah.
Matt McGrath.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just got to know him after I started fighting with FLA, one of the nicest men you'll ever meet.
Mm-hmm.
He actually invited me and a couple of my teammates, Ben and Devin. We went up and trained with the Henzo Gracie PEI
Mm-hmm.
guys there. Uh, and such a generous man. Like him and his family, they went out to dinner with us after training. Uh, Such nice kids. His wife Melanie is just super nice, such a sweetheart. Uh, and yeah, he's just such a tough guy. Like he was going through treatments and stuff, and he was still rolling with us during the training. Uh, and he's a coach that means a lot to a lot of people here in the Maritimes. So I just hope he's resting in peace now. And yeah, just somebody who's tough like that. You never think it's going to get them. You just thought he'd find a way to
Yeah.
pull through.
Mm-hmm.
But cancer's a tough one. It
Fought cancer.
sometimes there's exactly. It's you never know when your time's up, and it's sad, but yeah, life goes on. Take nothing for granted.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought up Matt. I wasn't going to say anything. It's I found out the news that he passed away this morning after being in palliative care for several days, and it's really it's I can't say I knew him that well, but I did know him. I knew him for quite a long time. I met him actually before his name was Matt McGrath. Back in the day, his name was Matt Dukowski, and I think he changed his last name for family reasons, something to do with his father or something. And
Okay.
I accompanied him and at the time, one of my really good friends named Ryan Jimmo. The three of us flew to Edmonton for one of the Maximum Fighting Championships, where I think it was possibly his first fight. So I really got to know him then, spent time in the airport and the hotels, having meals and stuff. It was like a 3 or 4 day excursion, and
Wow.
such a Superman. And you're right, his family, Melanie's been so supportive, and it's really made me. Well, I'm still in the middle of self reflection, but just think about legacy and what happens after we're gone, right? Because I've heard it said that we all die twice. We die when our body passes, and then we die when people stop talking about us or stop remembering us. So, like, what a legacy. I mean, I can question my own. You
Yeah.
might question your own legacy, but he's created such a special thing in Prince Edward Island with his fight team, Enzo Gracie PEI, with all the people that he's affected. You just spoke glowingly of him, how kind he was to you, the family, his kids. I think his daughter's name is Keely. She's going to be a world champion someday if she wants to.
Yeah, for sure.
It's incredible. So I don't know. It sucks, man.
He's just, yeah, selfless guy who spent a lot of time training. Yeah, people, judo, wrestling,
Mhm.
MMA. He's touched a lot of people here in the Maritimes. So
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
very sad.
Well, Roy, thank you for bringing up Matt. Anybody that knew him will truly appreciate the words you said. And anybody that didn't know him, I think they might have an idea now of what kind of man he was. So thank you. And I guess we'll move on now and say good luck on your fight next weekend. Hope you kick some butt. We'll see you at 4-1, and I'm excited to see where you're going to go with your future.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me, Andy.
Anytime, Roy.